In order to make Pakistanis sleep on iron pipe beds, they are going to use scrapped oil drums to make them. Although they do not have advanced production equipment, the final product is very cost-effective. These deformed oil drums are the main materials for their iron pipe beds. In order to make the oil drums into the required round iron pipes, the oil drums must be decomposed first. There will be residues on the inner wall of the barrel. They can be manually divided with a gate knife. The sparks of the cutting machine will also ignite. Iron pipes need to be processed with a whole piece of iron sheet. The oil drums also need to be manually removed from the upper and lower end caps. In this way, the oil drums can be unfolded into a plane. There are still many pits on the surface of the disassembled iron sheet. In order not to affect the forming of the iron pipe, the skin needs to be repeatedly squeezed by a rolling machine. The main purpose is to reshape the iron sheet. The deformed iron sheet can be processed flat and smooth. The color paint of the oil drum also affects the subsequent spray painting. The deformed iron sheet needs to be soaked and neutralized with oxalic acid. In this way, the paint on the surface can be decomposed. To achieve the purpose of paint removal, after a simple brushing with a silk ball, the paint on the surface has disappeared. The iron sheet now meets the requirements for iron pipe making. In order to make multiple iron pipes from the iron sheet, the master must use industrial large shears to cut it into long strips to facilitate batch processing. Then the superimposed iron sheets are stamped and shaped. Through the punch of the fixed tube mirror, the flat iron sheet is shaped into an arc surface to reduce the difficulty of subsequent processing into iron pipes. At the same time, after continuous downward pressure by the stamping machine, these semicircular iron sheets, the finished iron pipe is fixed by welding with welding rods. The purpose of this is to allow the head to be inserted into the cold drawing machine. During the cold drawing and shaping process, the end face is welded. In this way, a manually welded iron pipe can be obtained. Although they do not have a high-end rolling welding machine, the speed of manual welding is not slow. Because welding and drawing affect the arc of the iron pipe, manual grinding is not only time-consuming and labor-intensive, but also does not meet the standard for use. Therefore, these iron pipes need to be cold drawn and shaped twice, but it can correct the deformation of the iron pipe caused by welding. The front mouth of the drawing machine can also completely remove the welding bar. After the tube mirror and the ratio meet the requirements, the cold drawn head for welding needs to be reused. The master needs to use a saw blade cutting machine to cut it. The end face of the iron pipe can remain absolutely flat. The general iron pipe bed is a circular arc. In order to better bend the iron pipe in proportion, the master also needs to heat it through high temperature baking. The main purpose is to change the hardness of the iron pipe. It can reduce the difficulty of bending and avoid breakage. The red-hot iron pipe meets the rigid requirements of bending. Then the iron pipe can be bent into the required angle according to the bed data. Although they do not have high-end bending machines, with the help of motors at the bottom, the bending efficiency of one pipe can be achieved in 5 seconds. After the U-shaped iron pipe is formed, it still needs to be welded and assembled with iron pipes. So the master needs to cut it into equal lengths so that the iron pipe can be built. So the master must be fully prepared. Avoid long welding time and tears. Since their iron beds are mass-produced with fixed molds, Fu only needs to put the iron pipes of different lengths back in place. Under the premise of ensuring that the iron pipes remain horizontal, he can assemble a standard single bed frame by welding the gaps with welding rods. The surface of this iron pipe is very easy to rust. In order to improve the overall aesthetics, Fu also needs to use sandpaper for simple grinding. The surface of the iron pipe surface of the iron pipe surface of the iron pipe surface, smooth and smooth. It will also oxidize and rust when exposed to air. Fu also needs to brush a layer of anti-rust paint on the surface. Although the small workshop does not have a decent paintbrush, Mabu can also do it without emission. After waiting for the paint to completely solidify and dry, they need their strong nylon ropes to weave the entire bedboard finely. For this complex manual work, the Pakistani master is very skilled. It only took a simple hour to weave the nylon ropes of different colors. It is not just a simple iron pipe bed, a convenient and exquisite iron pipe bed has been built. What do you think of Pakistan's craftsmanship?